Just want to talk to y'all about something real quick. Of course, I've never been about the popular opinion. Apparently, gals are complaining that men no longer approach them anymore. And there's a lot of content out here. Um, whether it's dudes making the content or a few gals that are making the content, but nevertheless, let's get right into it. I'd beg to differ about men no longer approach women. I beg to differ. Reality is a little different than that. The problem is that most guys get turned down. That's the problem. Now you'll have some, you know, body that you'll have some people that are about game talk. They'll be like, man, you just got to keep hollering at them. So for every gal, like every 10 gals that turn you down, there's going to at least be one that won't. So that perfect that 11th one. Got to keep going out there to talk to them, man. But I see Unique in the chat. Smart Cookies in the chat. Hey, I see you, Smart Cookie. Nice to see you once again. Long time no see. Uh, yeah, men no longer approach men. Nah, sometimes she's just not used to it. It depends on the generation. So here's the thing, like, and of course for the gals that are more old school, I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all like men approaching y'all. That's what you would like. That's what you would hope for. A man initiates so that you can reciprocate. But if you don't feel like it's going anywhere or you're not like interested, you just be classy about it. Now the thing is, some gals, they are scared. They don't know what's going to happen because some dudes try to shoot them or beat them up if she won't give him her number, right? But I'm not talking about that. You said, Smart Cookie. Men have told me before that they were afraid to speak to me because of my beauty. See, there you go. Case in point. Smart Cookie brought it up, right? See, me, I'm the opposite. I don't mind putting it out there. I see a gal's beauty, I'm gonna be like, hey, what's good? But of course, I know there's more to it than just the beauty, right? So there has to be that what I call situational approach to where I do a good icebreaker. It ain't even got to be on some, hey, what's your name? Well, if you're at a restaurant, I'm gonna talk to you about, hey, have you eaten here before? There you go. That's the icebreaker. Have you eaten here before? See? So we're going to do that. But yeah, to the gal that's not used to men approaching her. Well, basically, where I'm going with this is okay, I had a recent situation. Like, what I mean by recent is just more or less some time ago, maybe like, I don't know, go back like a few years ago. Let's put it that way, right? Uh, and I say that just to say that, right? But what I mean is, I had a gal talking to, uh, she just a lot of girls that are like more into school and all that, like they don't know like when a man comes up to them, like his interest level at that point is like real and genuine because see a lot of them are just at that time focused on their education or whatever. So like they're not used to a man just coming up to them like genuinely. Like they want it kind of to be based on their environment, which is for a lot of girls of a certain age, that's in college. Some of them would prefer a colleague. That's another story. Now, I don't think you should crap where you eat, but some people do. And that's what they do. So you had that. You had the work husbands. You have the work wives. But some girls, to me, are just not used to men approaching them. Uh, so their etiquette is a little different, too. Like, for her to know, oh, wow, he's being genuine. He's actually trying to have a conversation with me. He actually likes me. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually wants to talk. Like, there's this. I won't say she doesn't know how to have gratitude at that time, but maybe what more or less it is she doesn't even know that shit exists. As far as saying, "Oh wow, you've been thinking about me," oh like you actually thought enough to come talk to me and introduce yourself. Like even if you haven't told me your name, you wanted to talk and you didn't make yourself too imposing. Because it's not like a random guy just being like, "Hey, excuse me, man. Just want to know if I could talk to you for a little bit." 2023 going on 2024. I personally wouldn't recommend that. I personally would make it be based on a situation approach versus a code approach, if you will. Because that's basically what it is. If a dude tries to pull a gal to the side and just try to open up and like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Hey, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? Or ski. Nah, no. For me, it's different. It's got to be based on the situation. So, but gals, some gals ain't used to that because some gals just probably not used to a guy actually just wanting to walk up to her just to say hi. Hey, you got a nice smile. Hey, like have you been living here your whole life? What do you like to do? Like, let's say you from out of town and you seen a gal in the local town, and you just thought she was cool, right? Boom. Some gals, if she likes a dude, she'll smile at him. So he'll come up to her, she gets shy, she don't know what to say. You have that too, like oh dang, oh gosh, he's actually coming up to talk to me. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Oh god, so you got that too. So uh, some girls just aren't used to men approaching them. Like some girls detest it. Some girls be like, "Ew, go away." Like so it's just a certain sense now for some certain guys. I can't speak for all guys, but for some guys, you basically learn when the right time to speak. Like the right opportunity based on a certain situation. If she happened to get something on the menu at a restaurant you like, you could be like, "Hey, I like that too," or you could throw her off with being like, "Hey, I was wondering what does that taste like? I was thinking about getting that," and then she'll open up and start talking to you about that particular meal. So that usually works best with gals who aren't used to men approaching them. So I'm saying a lot in just a little bit of time, in just a few words. Like this is not necessarily a video about gals that aren't used to men approaching them. This also is a video about how to talk to gals that aren't used to men approaching them. Now some guys might be like, "Man, I'm too grown for that. I'm past that stage." Well, I'm talking to guys that are still more or less interested in women. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just talking about guys that genuinely still have an interest in women, and you might not know what to say. Just pretty much go with the flow of the situation, situational approach. So I give out recipes. I don't give out game. I just give out recipes. You know, have a way ingredients you put towards that. That's up to you. But this is the recipe. Make it taste similar. That's how I put it. Right. So, but yeah, going back to Smart Cookie's comment about how some guys were afraid to approach her because of her beauty. Well, based on what I said about situational approach, that's the best way. That's a good way of a man approaching a gal with such beauty. You get her on the situation. You could be pretty much at a bus stop, and if she's not from around the way, you hear her talking, and you could be simple like, "Hey, I don't mean to like cut in your business, but I had a question similar to what you just asked. If you don't mind me asking some questions, or maybe I can give you some insight." And then she'd be like, "Yeah, sure," because I was just kind of wondering how to get on this bus and that bus. And then you'd be like, "Oh, boom," give her some insight, and then y'all kind of brainstorm, and then she'd be like, "Well, thank you." Then you'd be like, "Hey, by the way, my name is such and such. Nice to meet you." Boom, boom, right? So go from there. You can do it that way. But some girls that ain't used to that, they might feel thrown off to think like you asking her too many questions or you make her feel weird. So I think personally, like, being a certain man, you keep things short, sweet, to the point. I think at the same time, though, you make it interesting for her. If she's smiling, then she's interested in the conversation. Now, some girls, they have fake smiles. They like, she like, "I can't wait till he stop talking to me." You have those too. Yeah. But I think this is important because personally, we got to get old school again. Like we do everything online with the online dating and all that stuff, or meeting people online to where we don't know how to be genuine. But there's a certain way you got to be genuine. You know what I mean? Because I feel like being real doesn't require game. Once again, being real doesn't require game, and I'm gonna talk about that like down the road, maybe on other platforms. But I'm just saying, like, because now it seems like I say this for girls that aren't used to men approaching them, they will take it as a sales gimmick. Real talk. Some girls are just petrified because they really aren't used to being around a man or a man being around them either. It's like, baby girl, I ain't trying to hurt you. Even though, I think, especially like towards the East Coast, girls are used to dudes beating them up if she don't give him her number. I hear about that a lot. Like, you know, homegirl got beat up or she got shot or stabbed because she didn't give the dude her number. Like, that's very low ball, but it happens. Unfortunately, I wish it would stop happening. That's the best thing I could say about that. You know, I'd say this, especially to young guys, that first of all, like the way attraction works, uh, let her come to you. Let there be, and that's what you get out of the situational approach that I talk on. I don't talk on code approach or how to approach, none of that game talk. I just simply talk about situational approach to where y'all both approached each other in the situation. Get it? So that true attraction takes place. Because what is it with two magnets? They both come together. That's it. One magnet doesn't go to the other magnet. Both magnets charge up and come together. So that's how that works. That's how that real attraction works. Yeah, there was something that drew you to her, but just as much there's some that drew her to you based on whatever that situation was. Like, I think movies do it best, even though a lot of times it don't happen that way, but it actually almost happened to me. What I mean by this is, you know how they had a classic line in the movie where the dude have his books at high school and she got her books at high school and they both bump into each other and they knock over each other's books and they help each other pick up the books and they start looking at each other and smiling and all that stuff. Be all googly eye and all kiki and all that. Yeah, that. But it almost happened to me. I ain't gonna lie. Because one time I was going somewhere, I was traveling and I was at a train station, right? And one time a gal lost grip of her luggage, and I almost ran over the luggage because I had my head down. I think I was texting or something, but I had my head down, and her luggage I almost fell over her luggage. and I was like, dang, that could have been a perfect time. Had I fell over the luggage, she would have been like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, I'd be more okay if like, y'all get the drift. So stuff like that, right? That's how you do it. You know, you said, Unique. That's true too. Unfortunately, that some guys would cause harm to a woman if she declines his offer of him being interested in her. Also, some women are adding insult to injury on why men aren't approaching them because their body language or verbal language make them unapproachable. Yeah, and so that's things guys have to pick up on too. Read cues. I'd say this: she gets closer to you, she's on your radar. Simple as that. She knows that. She know the vibes. She get close to you, she on your radar, and she know that's a possibility this guy might actually want to talk to me. So gals kind of instinctively know that, off rip. But at that point, this is important because I think now in this day and age, where I think things will become more old school again versus all this new school technology, it's just really more or less important that guys get more confident in who they are, not getting confident just to impress a female. No, get confident in who you are so that when you're out there, it's no issue when it comes to someone you might be attracted to. She'll automatically be attracted to you just because you just come off the way you are because you're confident in yourself. And so I think that's what's missing. I think that's what's missing is and so some gals, and let's just say, okay, let's go with the general notion of gals and guys out here with all this content about men are no longer approaching women. First of all, guys don't know how. Second of all, guys been conditioned not to. Third of all, guys have thought they knew how to approach women based on what mama taught him and what his father taught him based on him simping a little bit. And he realized that doesn't work in this time that we live in, right? So he's just stuck like, dang. So there's that. And then like Unique said, some gals made bad examples of themselves to where they make themselves unapproachable. There's that, you know. But putting that all aside and talking about the one that just isn't used to men approaching her. There's the other flip side to this that she actually just isn't used to men approaching her based on what Smart Cookie said. She just has such beauty that guys usually avoid her. The beauty can intimidate some guys. So she's not used to guys coming up to her a certain way, like, just to talk. And I think, gals become more receptive of guys that don't initially come up to them because of their beauty, even though obviously you're attracted to her for her beauty, but you come up to her and just talk to her decent, she's gonna come back talking decent, and then it flows from there. Something as simple as, "Hey, I like your smile," and then she's like, "Oh, thank you." When was the last time she been complimented, right? So stuff like that, right? You said smart cookie, yeah. Some women are just rude and disrespectful for no reason. Facts. And then you also said, smart cookie, people of today in general just don't have confidence and can't handle rejection. That's true. Yeah, that's major true. That's major true. Because, like when you are who you are, you don't worry about it. You see the big picture. Like one time a chick just told me she ain't want to talk because she in college. I'm like, cool, I'm in college too. What you going to school for? She told me what she was going to school for. And I was just like, well, I wish you the best with your education. I hope you rock it out and get that degree soon. And I kept it moving. And at that point, rejection was important because I wanted her to feel safe to know I wasn't going to like do something because she basically wasn't interested in, talking to me any further than that. So it becomes a safety issue at that point. So, she felt comfortable, like, oh, wow, he's not going to come after me just because I said no. That's cool. So she felt comfortable talking to me a little bit more, and I was able to go about my day. But also, in the back of her mind, she probably could have been like, well, damn, I can't wait till he's done talking to me. Because she's still, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe nervous, maybe just, you know, finna text one of her side dudes. I don't know. We don't know, right? We don't know. You said smart cookie. Some parents shelter their children so much that when they become young adults, they don't know how to behave. That's facts. Yeah, all day long, like this. Television, call it hell of a vision. Television, television. Cell phone, call that a hell phone, right? Something like that, right? So I just think nowadays, what could kind of remedy some of this is just simply people being more vocal when they are out in public, when they meet each other. Like meet more people in environments that you like whether it is that certain restaurant or that certain place to hang out. You know what I mean? Like just where you like to go, that person just happened to be there. So obviously that person likes to go there too. So y'all already got that one thing in common before y'all even spoke to each other. And then y'all can start vibing it out and it becomes a great situational approach. Like she'd be like, "Oh wow, I thought I was the only person that liked that," and then he could be like, "Well, I like that, and I like you too." Yeah. So you said, smart cookie. Now I know I now remember where you were when my screen clicked you off. You were saying how women on the East Coast, especially, have something. Oh yeah, about they a lot of them be getting beat up or shot or stabbed when they reject somebody. Like a lot of them, especially on the East Coast. So that's just that. So like a lot of gals, like they be nervous when they have to turn a dude down and say no. Sometimes gals give dudes a fake number just to kind of like, yo, I like you, but I like they have to play it off. But see, if a dude really be, about what he about, he'd be like, well, let me call you right quick. This your number, I'm gonna call you. And then, if that ain't her number, he'll be like, oh, I'm finna break this bat on you. Like just craziness, right? Like you said, unique. You said technology is causing more people to become socially awkward, and then there is some people who are already socially awkward when it comes to approach. Yeah, you said smart cookie. Oh, okay, that's sad. I see the men, especially in Philly, are dangerous. Yeah, well, ooh, see, I ain't never been to Philly, but hey, I'm just like, dang, sorry to hear that. But yeah, I see, like, I know in St. Louis, dudes don't care about like they do still kind of run up on chicks, but they run up on chicks for different reasons. So if a gal got a Dodge Challenger, he gonna approach her. He gonna run up on her for that reason. Like, yo, nice car. Give me the keys. Like dudes robbing chicks nowadays where I'm from. They walking up to chicks, forget approach. He coming up to her to rob her. Like straight up. That's how I be where I'm from. You said a smart cookie. I remember when I was younger, I wasn't feeling this guy. I gave him my email address, LOL. See? Right. And like the newest thing to do also is to give people your social media, instead of your number first. They big on that in California. Like they don't even want your number first. They want your social media. They want to see if you pop it. Then if you pop it, maybe I'll drop you my number after that. So that's how it is in California, especially Southern California. Uh, you said, smart cookie, my phone could have been turned off. Oh, yeah, yeah. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. Yeah, for sure. I think also what this does too with the lack of approach naturally, it creates the catfish effect. That's where the catfish effect comes from. Back in the days, it was called a blind date, you know? Like, and that was just because people try to hook you up with somebody, you ain't know what they look like, but you talk to them on the phone, and then you had to see them in person. And you be like, oh dang man, why my people's gonna be do me like this? Whether a guy or a gal, but you like, why all my people's hook me up with this type of person? I thought y'all was gonna hook me up with somebody that's cool. Back then it was called a blind date. Now it is called catfishing because you meeting people mostly online initially, and then you see them in person. They ain't quite what you thought they were, right? You can meet somebody on a hotline, right? That happens too. That's another story. The hotline bling, Drake. Yeah. So I just think that's really the thing. But see, there's the other side of meeting somebody in person that nobody don't talk about first. When you meet somebody in person first, there's another form of catfishing. But it's this aspect that you really don't know how that person lives. They might look good in person. They might seem like they cool in person, but you don't know how that person lives. But I'd say with the internet cash fishing, it doubles that because you don't know what the person looks like in person. Now, and on top of that, you don't really know how that person lives. So it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy. You said smart cookie. I agree with you, Nick. Social media is handicapped people. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You remember the chat line, smart cookie? Yeah, see? Yeah, yeah. That hotline, it's still active, right? Like go to some channels, some non-cable channels, and they still be advertising the hotlines at night. They do. Real talk. Uh Yeah, but the funny thing though is there's only one girl that's used to guys approaching her. And I think y'all know who I'm talking about. These streetwalkers. These girls out on the blade making that bread. They used to dudes approaching them. So I guess there's a fine line to this. I can't say what way is right or wrong, but now we've living in a time of where, back then it was just gals, they expect a man to approach them. If you like me, come talk to me. I might like you, come talk to me, right? But now it's the gal on the blade, like, hey, if you want to do something, you got to come up to me with the right price, and then I could do something with you. So you got that. Hey, I see Information Man show in the building. What's good, family? What's good? We also think, and I could say this too, let's get a little more old school. Remember how people met each other at the skating rink, how they met each other at the car show, at the movies, at the mall for a lot of you young guys. Uh, you know, like it was different times. Oh yeah, you met somebody while you was on the bus, right? Hey, before me and your mom was riding in the Bentley, she met me on the bus. 21 questions, 50 Cent, right? I only had 50 Cent in my pocket too, but she didn't care. She said, hey, you know what? Next time I see you, you going to work, I'll help you out with a sandwich. You know? Like, it was different times back then. So gals aren't used to that now. Gals aren't used to like like this. And I'm just talking about a specific female. I'm not like generalizing, but I'm saying you might have gals that are used to a dude like let's say, hey, there might be a dude that want to buy a gal's groceries. I've done it before. I have. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Shoot. There was a girl that was her and her kids. They was at the grocery store. She ran out of food on her EBT. And I paid for her groceries. Did I use that opportunity to try to get a number so I could slide on in? No, I didn't. I just did it out the goodness of my heart. But hey, what if she felt some type of way that damn, hey, I really, you know, like talk to you like I really appreciate like is there something I can do for you, right? Like that. Who knows? Of course, manosphere, they be probably like, oh bro, you suck at yourself in because she know you got money now. She gonna see you as a sugar daddy. She gonna see you as a sugar daddy. Like it ain't always like that, man. Dang, it ain't always like that. That's one thing I can't stand is when dudes have like a quick assumption about a situation. Let you find out first what that situation was. Like then you can say, okay, she did try to see me as a sugar daddy, but before you come to that conclusion, maybe she's just like, dang, you did me a favor. I want to do you a favor. I want to reciprocate that because you looked out for me when I couldn't get them groceries. But then all you have to say back is, now that doesn't mean I'm gonna eat your groceries. Don't get it twisted. Just playing. Yeah, but just saying, like, we missing those times. I'm just trying to let y'all understand about situational approach. Yeah, just letting y'all understand about this. You said, smart cookie. I do expect for men to approach me because I'm definitely not going to approach men. Facts. I totally get that. And then you said, I remember when I had an iPhone, a guy contacted me randomly on it when our plan landed from searching everyone who had an eye on the, oh, when your plane landed, got you. Yeah. Oh, and I've had it to where a chick called me on the phone. She had the wrong number, but my voice got it. And she was like, so, hey, who are you? I was like, what? It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I said that at the time. I said that at the time, right? I'm just saying, I'm just giving y'all some examples, right? Uh, exactly unique facts. Smart. Stop judging a book from its cover and making assumptions, right? Yeah, that's what people got to stop doing. Uh, Now, of course, we're in the day and age, y'all, and yes, I understand where you're coming from, Smart Cookie, but I asked the question, should sometimes women approach men, or should it go back to the way men used to approach women, and women don't give men a hard time? Makes you wonder, right? What I mean by a woman approaching a man, though, because it's not that a woman just walk up to a dude and be like, hey, what's up? I like you. What's up? No, I think, because a lot of older girls get this. If she likes a certain guy, she's just gonna be more blunt about it. Like, she's gonna be like, hey, sexy, or hey, handsome. Yeah, that sorry, older ladies, y'all would normally say, like, to a dude that y'all attracted to initially, you'll be like, hey, handsome. That's how y'all say it, okay? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how a lot of older girls usually say when they see a guy they're attracted to initially, she'll just simply say, hey, handsome, right? And then go from there. And then boom, okay. Like now, okay, all right, what's up? What's up, mama? So that's what I mean, smart cookie. That's what I mean. Okay. So I'm not saying you gotta go up to a dude like, yo, what's up? I ain't saying that. I'm saying just like, and maybe he might have said hi to you first, because you kind of stared at him, he kind of stared at you, but you felt a little bit like, I don't really want to be the first one to say something. But then he just found like, hi. And then he was like, hey. And then maybe it might go into this idea like, hey, handsome, or, you really like, maybe it's his cologne. Like, dang, you really smelling good. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Because I had a gal do that to me one time before, too. I was checking out the hotel one time before. I guess I blew my opportunity. I was on something else at the time. So, here nor there. But she made the comment that, yo, you smell good. I love a man that smells good and smells fresh. Boom. I was like, oh, dang, that was my opportunity right there. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So you said, unique. Dang, people checking for people that they didn't even talk in person yet. I mean, unusual ways. Of course, yeah. And you said a smart cookie. Men need to approach women always. Emphasis. I got you. Then you said men don't value women who shoot or shot at them. Yeah, yeah, it totally depends, but for the most part, you're correct. For the most part, but yeah, it definitely depends because it could be, is she looking a certain way? You know, it depends. Like, and I'm just speaking from experience. It definitely depends. You're like, oh dang, she really like me. Okay, cool. Like, hey, no, nothing wrong with having a cheerleader from time to time. Nothing wrong with that. You know, someone that already believe in you. Yeah, nothing wrong with that initially. So yeah, it all depends. But no, I get what you're saying, Cookie. So I guess with that said, just kind of summarizing what I talked about, this wasn't really a set topic. It was just more or less kind of just more or less a brainstorming type of thing. I just didn't want to go with the full popular opinion about how men aren't approaching women no more. I think that varies. I don't think it's just a singular thing. I think that some gals aren't even used to men approaching them in this day and age for whatever reason, based on, as Cookie said earlier, some dudes are just intimidated by one's beauty, but it also could be that some gals have repelled men so many times that they don't know what it's like for a man to come up to them, right? So you have that too, you know? And then you have the others that um, they have been mugged, they've been robbed, they've been stabbed, they've been shot at, they've been beat up because they did reject a man. So they've made it to where they're not used to a man approaching them anymore, especially just out of being friendly, right? Out of being friendly. You said, Smart Cookie, thanks for this conversation. Merry Christmas, everyone, if you believe in that. Oh, I appreciate that. Um, yeah, happy holidays to everyone. I'm not too big on all those different days. I'm more like the Grinch, but no, much blessings to everybody at this time of the year with your families trying to work things out. But I think this way though, and this is a side note, but this also can be a situational approach. I'll explain how and why. At this time of the year, I'm more concerned with people that are homeless. I'm more concerned with people that don't have a place to call home. They don't have no food. They don't have no money, right? They don't have no job. For whatever reason, I don't judge. But if a person needs, they need. And if they appreciate that need, I'm more than happy to see what I can do. I'm more than happy to see what I can do. Case in point, dude knew a chick off the street. And I don't know, she was destitute, had a really bad situation going on. He helped her out, a few dollars, helped her get on her feet, more or less as far as trying to get her somewhere to take a shower, get a shelter. And she literally cried. And word got around, she just kept talking about how thankful she was that he helped her out. So he went back and checked up on her. Long story short, they ended up getting married. The rest is history. So I'm just saying, just goes back to all that. So, yeah, with that said, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks a million for stopping by. Blasting off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.